When we talk about structure, we think of the building blocks of the song. Almost every commercial music song has a primary and a secondary structure. In the previous video, we examined primary song structures. Now let's dive a little deeper into the subject and take a look at secondary song structures. There are other smaller sections described as secondary sections, which usually aren't included in the main discussion about primary sections just in order for us to keep things simple. These secondary sections help further flavor a song and give it more depth. The secondary sections include the intro, the pre-chorus, the turnaround, the tag, the outro, and the ending. In my music industry experience, I have learned to listen for each of these sections. Let me just briefly describe each of the secondary song section choices. The intro. Not all songs have intros, but most songs do. Generally, the intro uses the same music as the verse. A recommended time length for the intro is less than 15 seconds long. The pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is an optional section that comes before the chorus and usually occurs between the verse and the chorus. If the first verse has a pre-chorus, the second verse needs one too. The pre-chorus is also called a pre, a B section, a channel, or a lift. The pre-chorus section has the same music and melody, but can either have the same lyrics or different lyrics in the second pre-chorus. The turnaround. The turnaround, also called a turn, is a musical section between the chorus and whatever section is after the chorus. For example, the next verse. The turnaround is just like the intro, but there are usually no lyrics, although there may be other non-lexical vocables used in that section like yeahs, oohs, or la-las, or something like that. The turnaround uses the same music as the intro, but it is half as long. Sometimes there can even be a turnaround between the second chorus and whatever comes next. The tag. The tag is not really a section, but it is more of a component. It is very common and is a repeat of the last line of a section with the same chords underneath. The tag is commonly used at the end of the last chorus and can appear as a re-singing of the last line over the same chords. The outro. The outro is an optional musical section between the last chorus and the end of the song. Musically, the outro is the same as the intro and the turnaround. Some songs do have specific outros. Endings. There are 3 different types of endings. On one type of ending, you can end the song on a chord, or slow down before the last chord, which is called a retard. A second type of ending is the standard fade-out. A third type of ending is called a cold ending. This is when we end on a lyric and the band doesn't play the last chord. As you familiarize yourself with the secondary song sections, be sure and listen for them in your favorite tunes.